We all know seeing your doctor regularly is important to stay healthy, but of course, easier said than done for a lot of us. So joining us now to give us some encouragement that we all need, we've got Dr. Deanna Bittner here to talk about National Call Your Doctor Day, which actually falls on June 11th. So if you happen to have missed that date,
that's right.
This is a good reminder that you can still call your doctor today. I mean, even nowadays, you could message your doctor, you can text your doctor. It's easier than ever.
Exactly. If your office is like mine, you can just text us. So our patients text 24/7, but it's to get that appointment. You know, we get so busy with winter and kids and jobs. So it's time today to take 5 minutes, set all that aside, and make an appointment.
Yeah. I mean, what is it? Do you think people are just scared of finding out maybe something bad and that's why they hesitate to do this?
I mean, that's something we see, but a survey was done of over 3,000 women, and it showed that it was worry about cost of out-of-pocket things. A lot of insurances, though, cover preventative visits. No matter if your insurance is commercial or Medicaid or Medicare, they cover preventative visits. So I just don't want people to worry. And the other thing is time in the schedule. And I would just encourage us, like, we're all busy, nobody has time, but to make that time to make the appointment.
So we should be having a checkup.
Those are the issues.
Every year?
Every year.
Okay.
And, you know, maybe some years you need more stuff than other years, but every year have that appointment with your doctor.
Yeah. What about the annual checkup? What should we be asking our doctor at those checkups, and what kind of blood work? I mean, what should we have on our radar for that visit?
So we'll have that comprehensive list on our blog, but it's all about you know, being prepared. So first of all, ask what the rules are when you see your doctor. A lot of systems now have appointments for annual visits that are 10 or 12 minutes.
And they fly by.
They fly by, and a lot of times there's questions that they have to ask, which are good. They're preventative questions, but there's not a lot of time for extra stuff. So make sure you know the rules. And sometimes you might be billed for a second appointment if you ask a lot of questions at that appointment. So be prepared.
That's good to know.
And it's about, you know, having at least your number one concern that you want to make sure you get addressed, so you don't leave that appointment going, oh, why didn't I ask that?
And I know you think when you have a kid, you've got to get all these vaccines when they're younger, but even as we age, we should still consider the vaccines that we might need at these visits too.
I mean, the survey showed that fewer than half of the people got checkups, and only about 40% of people got even traditional vaccines, like the flu shot. Hepatitis is important. You know, all of those, the Tdap is important, but even HPV can be important for women over 26.
Yeah, and we've talked before about the preventative screenings that we could do, the mammogram and the pap smear, which the recommendations have kind of changed on how frequently to get those done, but that's something to also talk to your doctor about.
That pap smear is every 3 to 5 years, but again, even if you don't need a pap smear, it's about getting that pelvic exam, because a lot of times you don't know you have stuff unless you get checked out. So it's to get that exam. And what's crazy is, for example, Hispanic women are most likely to get cervical cancer, but they're least likely to get a pap smear. And women of color are more likely to die of cervical cancer, but again, their rates of getting pap smears fall behind white women. So again, it's just so important to get that exam, and you know, it can be scary, but cervical cancer is worse.
Oh, 100%. Okay, so how does this apply to Jane?
So Jane was 43, recently divorced, had a lot going on, but overall healthy. So she saw an office where she got all her blood work drawn before the appointment, so they discussed it at her appointment, and basically she was good. Cholesterol was good, blood sugar was good. And then they talked about vaccines. So again, being newly divorced, it was really important that she be prepared for life after. And so her hepatitis, she had never gotten hepatitis B, and that certainly could potentially be a sexually transmitted, as well as HPV. And what a lot of women don't know is that HPV, you can get the vaccine afterwards, because if you've never had it before and you get HPV, let's say at 45, it can cause cancer of the cervix, the anus, and the throat. So it's super important to get that vaccine. And it's available for women of all ages.
Yeah, did not know that. You kind of see the ads for like teens right now.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it's available for women of all ages. So we want to make sure, and I see women of 50, 60 who get cancer of the anus or of the throat because they didn't know.
Wow. Okay. So what is your takeaway tip?
Takeaway tip is it's National Call Your Doctor Day. So call your doctor, get your appointment, make sure you get scheduled for an annual exam.
No excuses. I mean, as we said, there's so many different ways that you can get a hold of your doctor's office.
And have your questions
ready
and do it.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Bittner. Appreciate you as always.